everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get started, I just wanted to say a quick thank you for helping us reach 150,000 subscribers. That's crazy, but I'm so excited about it. It's like a little milestone, and like I do for most of the milestones, I did the same thing for 100,000 subscribers. I thought that I would do a Q&A. I feel like that's how we usually celebrate on this channel. So I asked you guys over on my community tab to leave me some questions. So this video is going to be purely whispered, as most of my videos are anyway. But it's just going to be pure whispering throughout, rambling kind of as we answer the questions. Alright, so I have my community tab post up here. I would have liked to have left this post up for a little bit longer than I did. It's only been up for like 24 hours. Normally I like to leave it up for like 2 or 3 days, but it's fine. We still have plenty of questions, and like I always say this because I want to make sure that I don't like hurt anybody's feelings. I may not get to every question just because there are a lot of them, but you know what, at the same time, a lot of these, I haven't really looked through them, but a lot of them are probably repeats, so I don't know, maybe we'll just see how it goes. But if I don't answer your question, I'm sorry. It's not me being mean. I probably just didn't see it because we didn't get through all of them. So I have no idea what order these questions are in at all. Maybe most popular, but then some of these on the top don't really have a lot of likes, so I don't know. I have no idea. But we're just gonna go in the order that I see them. Okay. I'm gonna try to pronounce names. Bear with me. So Madalena C asks, what was your longest relationship, and have you ever been attracted to a girl? Love you too. So my longest relationship was about 3 years long. Have I ever been attracted to a girl? I cannot say that I have. I can like recognize when a girl is like stunning and I'm like, dang, but I'm not like attracted. So no, but thank you for your questions. If you could afford any, oh wait, I'm saying names. I normally don't say names, so I'm gonna forget, but I'm gonna say names. Sophia Ingvalson, I'm already struggling, asks, if you could afford any house and any car, what are your dream location? What is your dream location and your dream car? If money didn't matter, if I was super rich, as far as like places to live, I feel like I haven't seen enough to know where I would want to live. Part of me has always like been curious about what it would be like to live more like down south, like not necessarily like farmland, but like, I don't know, just where life is a little more simple. I don't know enough. Maybe California, but I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you. And then internationally, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Dream car, maybe like a Maserati or a Bentley. I don't know, like a white one. I don't know. Also, I keep looking at myself. I look super pale. I tried a new foundation today, not sure how I feel about it. So I'm looking a little ghostly. Sorry if I blind you. Okay. Edgar Pacheco asks, he says, big congrats, thank you. My question is, once it becomes safe to travel out of the country, do you have any ideas on where you want to go first? Oh, Edgar, I have a whole list. Okay, so Italy is for sure at the top. I have so many cousins and family members over there that I have yet to meet. make that like a family trip, go with my dad and go to everyone's house and like house hop essentially, because they're like all over Italy and there's so many places I want to see. Like I want to see it all. So Italy for sure. Iceland. I was supposed to go to Iceland January of 2021, last month. Obviously that didn't happen. And there is people that are like, oh, you could still go. One, I can't quarantine when I come back because I actually go to work. I don't work from home. And two, if I'm gonna like experience it, I want to experience it for real, like without wearing a mask, you know, not with a bunch of restrictions, you know what I mean? Anyway, so Italy, Iceland, Greece. Within the US, I want to go back to California, which I kind of am. I am in October for a wedding, so hopefully. So I guess I won't put that on the list. I really want to visit Texas, Arizona, Tennessee, Michigan, Seattle. And I would like to see all the mountains in Utah. So that's just a few options. Oh, and Bora Bora one day. Okay, bears eat nuts. It's a very nice username. It says, when would you go back to if you could time travel? It's a good question. I always said I would either go back to like biblical times. That would be cool. Or I would go back to like the Roaring 20s or something like that. Either one. Maybe both. Because why not? Sierra Marzin asks, how many kids would you have? And what would be their names? The names, I don't know. There are like a couple of names I've like that I like, but I don't know that yet. Ideally I would like 3, but honestly any more than 1, because I was an only child first 10 years of my life, and then even, you know, I was always my mom's only kid, so in my mom's house I was always the only child, and it gets lonely. It does. So I would want more than 1, somewhat close in age, probably no more than like 4, because kids are expensive. I feel like if it's like 3, get a normal car, 2 in the front, 3 kids in the back, dog in the trunk, and you're set, you know. So if I could like pick, I would do like 3. Holly Allison X asks, what are you doing to keep your mental health up during the pandemic? I'm sure a lot of people are struggling and it might help others too. That's a good question. So we're about a year into it now, right? I would say the first half I was okay. Well, first of all, I think actually going to work, I have to go to work in person. I think that has helped a lot because I still interact with people. I still get dressed and put makeup on most days, you know, so that has definitely helped. And I'm actually very thankful for that. I know a lot of people do like working from home, but I don't know. I would rather go in person, so I don't mind that. So I think that has helped. But the first half of the pandemic, I kind of used it as an excuse with all that free time to, you know, work on me, like work on my health, work on, I don't know, whatever you need to work on. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm very much over it, and like, obviously I understand why the restrictions and the masks are in place, but I'm very much over them. But I think what helps is just checking in with people, your friends, your family, you know, anything that gives you something close to a feeling of normalcy, you know, because things aren't normal. They're calling it the new normal, but it's not our normal. And just checking in on your support system and knowing that it's not forever. I know some people think that like masks are going to be forever and this is going to be forever. I don't believe it's going to be forever. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon, but just keep reminding yourself that it's not forever. You know, it's all about your mindset, I think. So I hope that helped. I don't know. Sharon's Sham, I hope I said that right, says, what are your top 5 favorite films of all time and why? Ooh, alright, so I am not really a film buff, I will be honest with you. There are a lot of movies I haven't seen. There are a lot of movies that some would deem as like classics that I have never seen. So I'll name you some of my favorite movies, I guess, but they're probably not good movies. But anyway, so from like when I was younger, movies that I could still watch even now that I never get sick of. You guys know I love She's the Man with Amanda Bynes. Hands down, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And I know it by heart. What else? Classic movies. West Side Story will always be an amazing movie. I know that movie by heart. I started watching that when I was probably like 4 or 5, and I still watch it sometimes. Absolutely love that movie. Titanic is another classic one that I could watch over and over again and never get tired of it. The Green Mile. It's an older movie. The Green Mile with oh my god, what's his name? Tom Hanks. Jeez. Tom Hanks when he was a lot younger. If you haven't seen that movie, that is like an emotional roller coaster. I am always sobbing like a baby at the end of that movie. What else? If I sit on this question, we're gonna be here forever. So I hope 4 was okay. There are so many other movies, I just can't think of them right now. I'm more into shows than movies, I would say, but if you haven't watched The Green Mile, I recommend it. T.R. Foster says, what was your dream career when you were a teenager? I was one of those kids that didn't know what they wanted to do until they were in college. When I was in elementary school, I always said that I was going to be a vet because my best friend wanted to be a vet. So I think I just was like, yeah, me too. Because I loved animals so much, but that was never like an actual dream of mine. High school, I thought that I was gonna go the psychology route and be like a counselor or something. But again, I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was in college. My sophomore year of college is when I like declared my major that I graduated with. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. I was clueless. I really didn't know. And that's okay, by the way, for any teenagers out there who may be in the same, the same spot. That's okay. It's normal. The names are so small, the font. Mariah7 asks, are you interested in horoscopes? If yes, what are your sun and moon signs? So I'm not. I've never really been into horoscopes. And I see people talking about sun and moon signs all the time, and I have no idea what that even means. But yeah, I've never really been into horoscopes. No one in my family, like growing up, really was into them. And honestly, I don't know much about them, but from what I can see, I don't know, I feel like sometimes horoscopes are so general that like anything could kind of apply to more than one person, I don't know. No, so no, I don't have anything against them, but they're just not my thing, and I don't really know much about them, so. So let's see, Starry Night ASMR asks, or says rather, I know you've shared tips for starting a channel in the past, but now that you've hit such a milestone, is there any new advice you'd share? Starting a channel, I mean, the really cool thing about ASMR is that you don't need fancy equipment to start a channel. You don't have to go out and buy a camera. You don't have to go out and buy a microphone. I would say most of us, I don't want to say all of us, but most of us have a phone, and that's really all you need. And I know so many channels that are so successful and they just use a phone because people love like lo-fi videos. So it's not as scary as it may seem posting your first video, and it doesn't have to be that complicated to make one. Just sit down, press record, and boom, and just see what happens. And then I always say, make sure that you make videos that you like to watch. That's what I do. One, it keeps it enjoyable to keep making videos, and two, you will attract people that have the same taste in videos as you, which is really cool. So that's what I would say, but it's very exciting, and if you were thinking about posting your first video, I say do it. Okay. RT asks, what made you start ASMR, and how hard was it to get into it and come up with content every week? Alright, so this question I'm sure is in here a lot, so I'm just gonna go into like how I discovered ASMR and started my channel and stuff. So when I was little, I did have some ASMR experiences, which I think is another question that I saw when I was like glancing through, so we'll talk about that later. But I did experience ASMR as a kid, and obviously ASMR wasn't a thing back then. It didn't have a name, no one knew what it was. But one day, I think I was like 11 or 12, I was in my room, and I had a laptop. Why I had my own laptop, I don't know. But anyway, I was on YouTube back when I had like first discovered what it was, and I don't know why, I don't remember why, but I searched whispering, and I found a bunch of Big Brother behind the scenes videos of like the cast of Big Brother like strategizing with each other, and they were like whispering to each other, and I was like, whoa, and it like reminded me of my childhood experiences, and I was like, I love this. And then the whisper community was born around the time. That's what it used to be called. If you didn't know, before ASMR was ASMR, it was called the whisper community. Thank God we have a better name for it now. But yeah, I found one of Maria Gentle Whispering's videos. She was the first one that I ever watched, and it was a role play. Now you guys know I'm not into role plays. However, anything that Maria does, doesn't matter what it is relaxing. And it was a physical therapy role play, I think. And the only part I liked was the introduction, where she was like typing on the computer and like taking down the patient's information and stuff. I remember she was wearing a yellow t-shirt with Thumper on it from Bambi, and that's how I found it. And then I kept watching her videos, and then I found other people that were making videos, and so I watched ASMR from like 11 or 12 years old, and I made my first video when I was 18. So I watched it for a while before I made my first video, and I guess I just watched it enough, and I saw people my age doing it, and I was like, maybe I could do this, and I tried it, and here we are. So yeah, ASMR has been in my life ASMR has been in my life always, but ASMR videos and whisper videos have been in my life for about half my life now. So Big L says, do you want to get married in the future? I would love to, yeah. We'll see. Stay tuned for that one. Amelia S asks, what were your hobbies and interests as a child? I did a little bit of everything. I was very lucky. When I was younger, my mom worked during the day, my dad worked nights, so even from a young age, I always had my dad, and he would take me outside. We would ride bikes, we would play basketball in the driveway, baseball sometimes, and I was pretty good at it when I was a kid. And then I started going to like middle school, and I don't know what happened to me. Sports just not anyone that knows me in sports. Nope. It just doesn't work. I am not athletic at all. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time playing outdoors, which I love. I say that, because a lot of kids now cannot say that. But I also had plenty of computer games. I loved computer games. I remember I had a Barbie one, I had a Sesame Street one when I was really little. I had, what was the other one? Like horseback riding games. I loved computer games, and then I started playing The Sims with my cousins when I was like maybe around 10. So computer games were a big thing. My dad also used to take me horseback riding sometimes. Playing with the dog, hanging out with my grandmother while she cooked when I was really little. And then just like play dates with my friends. Middle school and high school I was a dancer, so I danced in school, and then I also took classes at a studio. So dancing was a big hobby. Yeah, I think I was pretty well-rounded when it came to the hobbies. I think I was never really like bored, so that's a good thing. I was very lucky in that sense. Sandy Rose asks, how are things going with your faith? How do you feel about what season God has you in? And last, any thoughts on how society views Christians today? Wow. That's a loaded question. I feel like I could talk about this one question in a whole separate video, but I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version. So the first part was what? How are things going with your faith? You know, that's a good question, and I'm going to be very honest with you. And this has to do with why I get questions sometimes about why I don't do Bible study videos anymore. I've only done 3 of them, but those videos were very well received, which I'll be honest with you, I was surprised and very happy about. But I haven't made any more, and I get questions about it a lot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't do Bible studies as much anymore. I don't sit down with my notebook and write, and a lot of that I know is due to the fact that I don't go to church anymore because I can't, because last year I started working full-time, and I work every Sunday from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that's when my church does service at 10:30 or 11 o'clock now. I think they switched it, but anyway, I haven't been able to go. I can watch it online, but again, I'm at work, so I can't really sit down and watch the whole thing. So that is part of it. I know when you like separate yourself from like going to church and being in that environment, it becomes very easy to focus on other things. And I'll be honest with you, it's something that I'm struggling with. I get the verse of the day on my phone every day, and I try my best to read it. I have my devotionals that I still do read, but I'll be honest with you, it's not every day. But it's working on it. That wasn't English. I'm working on it. And it's a work in progress. So again, back to the Bible study videos, the reason that I don't make them anymore is because I don't want to be fake and sit down in front of a camera and be like, yeah, this is how I do my Bible studies, when I'm not actually doing that in real life. Does that make sense? So I am very open with you guys, and I like what you see is what you get kind of thing. And so I don't want to sit down and paint this picture of, oh, I'm this perfect Christian that does this every day, and you know, anyway. So my faith is good. It's not that I still very much believe in God. I still talk to him all the time. I still have my faith. It's nothing like that. But as far as like getting into his word and stuff, I haven't been doing so hot. But like I said, it's a work in progress. The second question was, how do you feel about what season God has you in? That's not a good question. I very much feel, and I was talking to my friends about this too, I very much feel like I am in this season of like getting prepared for what's next, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I am about to turn a corner and things are gonna change. I don't know what, I don't know why, and I don't know how I know that, but I genuinely like feel that in my heart. Like I know I'm looking to move soon, so that's part of it. But yeah, I just feel like I am in this season of like preparedness where like I'm getting ready for what's next. I don't know, that's the only way I can explain it to you. Last, any thoughts on how society views Christians today? This is the part that I feel like I could talk about forever. We live in a world today where everyone is a politician, everyone is a public speaker, everyone has something to say about everyone. You know, nobody could never be right. If someone shares a different opinion or a different view than you, they are automatically wrong, and I hate it. I like genuinely hate it. And there are a lot of stereotypes about Christians. You know, we're judgmental. That's the biggest one, I think. We're hypocrites. That's another big one. And I'm not gonna lie, I can see why certain people would think that based on certain things that we have seen happen. I'm being very vague, but I'm doing that on purpose. Because I feel like I could sit down and talk about this for like an hour, but it makes me very sad that we have those stereotypes, and all I can do is try to prove those stereotypes wrong. That's why I'm so open with you guys. I don't want to be fake. And I try to be very good with people that have other views than me. You don't agree with me, that's fine. I still love you, you know? And that's all I can really do. So, okay. ASMR Aslan says, as a fellow ASMR artist, what advice would you give to someone to encourage them to continue making ASMR videos, especially when they're not seeing much growth? So kind of like what I said before, make videos that you enjoy watching yourself, not the exact same ones, but like something of the like, and it makes it so much more enjoyable. Like, I look forward to making my videos every week because I'm like, oh yeah, I love those videos, I want to make my own. Like, after this I'm gonna film a what's in my bag. I love watching those videos, so I'm so excited to make my own, that kind of thing. As far as not seeing much growth, that happens. I've had my channel for 6 years and I feel like it's growing it's grown pretty slow, I'm not gonna lie. Well, that's not true, I don't know. Anyway, this is what happens when you start comparing yourself to others. I'm not trying to do that. So anyway, just keep going, because honestly sometimes all it takes is one video, and you never know which one it's gonna be, but it only takes one video to get a lot of people's attention, and then people start to kind of like check out your channel more. You see your subscriber count go up, you see your views go up. So just keep going, because you never know when it's gonna happen, and when it does, it's so cool and such a good feeling. Loader and Sherlock, it's all one word, asks, who is your biggest role model and why? I mean, definitely my mom is a big one. I like take little pieces of multiple people, if that makes sense. Like with certain women in my church that I really look up to. There is an anchor at my job that I really look up to. I think she's about 30. I think she just turned 30 over the summer. So she's a little bit older than me. But she is such a boss lady. Like, I look up to her. Like, she just started taking dance classes because she wanted to. She does, like, things by herself. She runs every morning. That's never gonna be me, but I can still look up to it. She runs, like, 6 miles every morning before work. She just does her own thing. She's single, and she's, like, proud of it. She's just, like, I don't know. I just look up to her, and she's so nice. And she's, like, successful, and yeah, I love her. So she's another one too. Kenya T. Oh my gosh, this question. This is so funny. Did you ever talk to the car guy, Joey, again? Can I just say, all of your comments about Joey made me die. If you guys watched my last Whisper Ramble where I talked about buying my new car, I told you guys that one of the car salesmen that I worked with at one point, his name was Joey. He was around my age, and so many of you were like, you should have given Joey a chance. Team Joey. I promise you it was not that serious. It really wasn't. And like, certain people commented, like, sometimes car salesmen will give you their cell phone number, I guess to make it feel like more personal or whatever. So it really wasn't that serious. No, I never spoke to him again. I never responded to his last text message. It's okay. I mean, I jokingly say, like, oh, Joey, the one that got away, but it really, hilarious, I promise you. But I love that now you guys know who he is, and there's like an inside story here, I think, or an inside joke. I think that's really funny. But no, I never spoke to Joey again. Tony Vasquez asks, do I have a boyfriend, and am I planning to have a baby in the future? I do not currently have a boyfriend right now, but as far as having a baby in the future, I would love to be a mom one day. Yeah, so that's the plan, but we'll see. Just Geraldine says, how has the COVID-19 pandemic changed you in any way? Well, I think it's changed a lot of us. I think it has taught me to not take things for granted. It's also taught me who, like, in my life is, like, really in my circle, like, who my close friends really are. Because when you're not going out all the time, you know, it's like you may not see certain people all the time because those are, like, your going out friends, if that makes sense. But, like, even when we weren't going out, now you can do more things and be a little more social with your friends. But when we weren't going anywhere, the people that you would still talk to and that would reach out to you and vice versa, like, those are your people, you know? And it's just taught me to be kind. People are always going through so much more than you think, especially nowadays. So I just wish, I want to, like, shake people and just be like, be nice. Like, be nice to each other. It drives me crazy. So anyway, that's not something I learned. That's just like a takeaway, that I wish people would just be nicer to people and be more supportive and helpful. But yeah, it's definitely changed the way I see things. It's also probably going to change the way I see germs a little bit. Like, I saw something on Facebook that was like, can you believe we used to go to bowling alleys and stick our fingers in the holes of a bowling ball that many people touched? I thought that was funny. But anyway, but I'm not like that where, like, I'll never go bowling again. But I just thought that was funny. Anyway, there's a couple of congratulations ones without questions, but thank you. You guys are all so nice. Thank you for all your kind comments and messages. Alright, let's see. Chloe Hartley says, she says, why are you so beautiful? That's very sweet. Thank you so much. I would say thank you to my mama for that, because I look just like her. Okay, but she says, I'm moving to college in September, and I'm a bit anxious, as it will be a new environment for me. Do you have any tips on preparing for that big change? First of all, congratulations. That's so exciting, and the next 4 years of your life are literally going to be some of the best years of your life, so I'm so excited for you. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did not move away to school, so I had the best of both worlds. I would normally stay home, like, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends I would sleep over in my friends' dorms that lived at school, so I kind of had the best of both worlds. So, I'll be honest with you, I never had that huge adjustment of, like, leaving my family. But advice I would say going into your freshman year, talk to everyone. That is something I wish I did. I was still more on the shy side my freshman year, and I wish I could just tell my younger self, talk to everyone, smile at everyone, be nice to everyone, be open, get involved, don't say no to too many things, like, just be open. College is about growing and changing and maturing, and as cheesy as it sounds, finding yourself, but it's kind of true, and that continues on, like, the few years after college as well. Like, I feel like I kind of got there, like, 2 years after I graduated college, but it happens differently for everyone. But that's what I would say. Just be open to everything. Try new things. Talk to people. Make friends. And just enjoy, because it goes by so fast. I promise you. But you're gonna love it. Amy N says, or asks, what do you do when you're feeling down? How do you make yourself feel better? I would say one of the things I do the most is listen to music. Music helps me. It just, I don't know, it instantly puts me in a good mood. I guess depending on the music I play, but like I'll throw on a Spotify playlist and put my headphones in and just like, I don't know, like listen to music while I'm like scrolling on my phone or whatever. That always helps. Checking in with my friends, like my friends and I are very good. I have two separate groups of well, I have a couple, but my two main groups of girlfriends. I have my 3 best girlfriends from college and my 3 best girlfriends from high school that I've actually known since 4th grade. And both groups are so good at like assembling when one of us needs the other ones, whether that's jumping on a FaceTime or just texting in the group chat or meeting up in person, going to somebody's house, meeting up for lunch, whatever. We're really good at that, so I'm very lucky to have that support system. But doesn't have to be multiple friends. It could be just one person and just reach out to them and, you know, check on them, and then they ask you how you are, and then you know, you just need someone to talk to. But I also will admit, like, I am the type of person where if I'm in a really bad mood and something is really bothering me, then I don't want to talk to anybody. So it depends. But those are 2 things that I do. And not to sound cheesy, but for me, prayer is also super comforting for me too. So but probably music is like my go-to, I guess. Or watching YouTube videos, honestly, like watching someone else's life, and then that takes my mind off of like whatever's bothering me. So my favorite video that I ever made, that is a question from Nara H. I have so many videos, guys. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos on my channel. I would say maybe one of the videos that I made with my friends, just because they're so much fun. Those videos don't typically do very well, like view-wise, but they're so much fun for me to make and so much fun for me to edit, and they make me happy. So maybe like the Chick-fil-A one I did with Kathy, Joanie, and Dom back in, when was that? October? September? I don't even know when that was. That was a while ago. But anyway, probably one of those. There are a couple true crime videos that I'm really proud of that I did a lot of research for and that were very well received. So maybe one of those, like Daniel LaPlante. I was very proud of the Menendez brothers video, even though it's demonetized, but it's fine. And the John Wayne Gacy one, that one probably is like my top true crime video that I'm very proud of. So yeah. Nora Bogosian. Nora asks, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about yourself personality-wise? Oh. You know what's funny is I think my favorite thing about myself is also my least favorite thing about myself. Let me explain. So, I have found, and I recognize this now, like as I've gotten older, I realize it. I am very good at, I believe it's called, I think empathy. There's 2 words that are very similar that I always get confused, but I am very good at putting myself in someone else's shoes and understanding why they do the things that they do, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if this comes from like my psychology like roots that I came from, because I went into school as a psych major. I don't know if it's because of that, but like, say there are two of my friends are fighting, right, and they both come to me and they tell me their sides. I understand, but I always understand both sides, and I never fully blame someone for doing what they do. Like if a friend came to me and said I did something really bad and told me what happened, instead of like getting mad or being like, how could you do that, I don't know, I just like, I understand, well, you were thinking this, so at the time your decision seemed like a valid one. You know, I'm just very understanding. I guess that's the way I would describe it. I'm extremely understanding, and that can be good because I'm not judgmental, and I try to work with the person to So it's like a blessing and a curse, kind of. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm very understanding, and that's why, like, in my true crime videos, I always go back to the person's childhood, and I'm like, okay, what was it that made them want to kill all these people? Like, what happened early on that changed their way of thinking, that made them want to do this? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a good thing, but it's also not such a good thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Naomi Batiste says, what is your biggest, wildest dream or goal for your lifetime? For my lifetime, I really am a simple girl. A career that I'm happy with, a family that I can support with my partner, of course, not just by myself, hopefully. But yeah, a happy family and just live comfortably. I don't need to be a millionaire. I will most definitely never be a millionaire. Well, I guess I don't know that, but yeah, happy career, happy husband, happy kids, retire somewhere warm. That's really it. Like, if I do all that, I'll know that I made it, and I'll be happy. So, sorry if that was cheesy, but it was true. Mike Stewart says he's from New Zealand. Ever thought about coming over this far to explore the world? Listen, after this pandemic, I will literally travel anywhere. I don't care. I want to go anywhere and everywhere. Yes, I would love to go to New Zealand. I would love to go to Australia, that whole other part of the world that literally feels like it's worlds away. Yes, I would love to. I would never say no. Ever. Hella expensive though. But there's another one. Joshua Rojo, what's your life goal? Same question. There's a couple of them that are like, what are your favorite song, your favorite musical artist? I listen to so much music, it would be absolutely impossible for me to pick a favorite song and a favorite artist. So I'm not even gonna try. But thank you for your questions. Alex Medrano says, congrats, thank you, you deserve this and much more. That's very sweet, thank you. Do you ever go back and watch your videos from like 5 or 6 years ago when you were first starting out? Sometimes, yeah. It's rare, but I've done it once or twice, and it's so funny just to see like how much I've changed. And I looked like such a little baby. Yeah, I occasionally do. It's nice. That's one of the things I love about YouTube, is that you're able to look back at your videos, and it's like a diary, but on YouTube for the entire world to see. But that's why I like making my life updates, because I can go back and look at the playlist and go to one that I made 2 years ago and like listen to what I was going through, and it's just cool. So Isabel says, what is something you hope to accomplish this year? Moving out, for sure. It's funny, I originally, like last year, I was like, oh yeah, March 2021, like I'll start to be ready to like move out. And then I blinked, and all of a sudden March 2021 is next week. So that's not going to be happening, but definitely before the summer, or by the summer, is my goal. It's my goal. So we'll see. There's a couple of things I have to like work out, you know, like family-wise. I'm not going to get into it, but like family-wise, and then to actually like really start looking seriously and like go see places and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of a process, but by the summer for sure, I hope. Mukund, I hope I said that right, says, ever think about doing a drunk ASMR video? No. No, that's not something I would want to put online publicly. That's just me. I know certain people have, and I think it's so funny, and I love watching them myself. That's something that I would like keep to like Instagram, which is private. My friends and I, back when we did the Chick-fil-A video, whatever month that was, we drank a lot of wine that night and went live for like almost 2 hours on my Instagram. So, like, that is fine, whatever. But on YouTube, I don't think so. All I need is, like, my boss to see it or something, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, probably not. But I have drank in videos before. And, like, 1 or 2 of my Netflix videos, I get to the end and I'm like, I'm buzzed. But not, like, drunk. No. David Marcia says, would you ever go skydiving? Probably not, no. I, like, even going on roller coasters, I go on them and they're fun, but that drop feeling in your stomach, I hate that feeling. So I don't think I could jump out of a plane. Funny story, my mom was supposed to go skydiving. Like, she had an appointment and everything, and then she found out she couldn't go because she was pregnant with moi. So, sorry, Mom. But yeah, I don't know if I could deal with it. Okay, I'm gonna start going through these a little faster and try to pick ones that I can answer, like, really quick, because I could talk, and I feel like we've been here for a while. So, sorry. I definitely rambled on a couple questions. Alright, Karina96 says, what's my favorite meal? Probably something Italian, and probably one of my grandmother's recipes. Maybe like pasta ceci, which is like pasta and chickpeas, with this like special sauce, or pasta fagioli, which is pasta with beans, because those are like so comforting to me, like so warm, especially during the winter. Her potato pie, just like potato, cheese, sausage in it, breadcrumbs on top, you bake it. So something like that, something comforting. Who's my biggest celebrity crush? There are so many. If we're talking about like my loyalty from when I was a kid, like Channing Tatum, Nick Jonas, one of the Hemsworth brothers. Now I love this guy. I watched a show called In the Dark. His name is Casey. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dietrich or something like that. That man is fine. Michael B. Jordan. You know, people like that. There are so many. Okay, there are a couple. How did you get into ASMR, YouTube? I answered that. Shannon XX asks, are your parents strict, or do you more or less do what you want? Well, so I'm 24 now, so there's no such thing really as strict parents for me, because I don't have to ask them for permission for anything anymore. But when I was younger, I would say they were definitely more on the strict side, but not to the point where they wouldn't let me do anything. They still wanted me to have fun. But they were more on the strict side, yeah, for sure. Which is good, because it kept me out of trouble. Does that mean I look young? Just kidding. Alright, I see a couple from Sybil. Do you plan on getting another tattoo, and what will it be? I have no plans on getting another one. Won't be anytime soon. I just have this little one right there. If I ever were to get another one, I'd get it either on my rib, a little one, or my foot. Probably foot first, but I don't have plans to get another one, no. Then he asked about my dream vacation. Answered that one as well. Let's see. Asia asks, can you do another Bible study? I talked about that, and a get ready with me. I could do another get ready with me. Side note, I kind of want to try on my second channel to do a true crime video and a get ready with me combined. So as I do my makeup, I would talk about the true crime case, and it would be in my normal voice, not whispered. So let me know your thoughts on that, and give me your case suggestions, because I feel like that would be fun. And I really want to use my second channel, but I don't know what to do, so yeah. Borana Ruzeva. My favorite thing to cook or eat, so many things, but lately it's been salmon. We have a recipe in my family that we use all the time, and I feel like I've perfected it, and it's so good every time. So lately it's been salmon. That's actually what I'm gonna have for lunch like after I finish this video, because I have leftovers in the fridge. Jorge Olmedo asks, and this is I think one that I saw a couple times in here as well, how long do you plan on doing ASMR? That's a good question. The other one was like, will you do ASMR forever or something like that? So, or no, the other question was, do you plan on stopping ASMR anytime soon? So no, short term, I have no plans on stopping ASMR. I love what I do. I love making these videos. I love the ASMR community. I have thought about it though, like, am I going to be making ASMR videos into my 30s and 40s? Probably not. I don't know. But I think I like the idea of always making videos, just like non-ASMR videos. I don't know if one day this channel will turn into just a regular, and I'm not talking anytime soon, so don't freak out. Literally have no plans for this anytime soon. But like in the future, if YouTube is still a thing, maybe this channel will one day become more like of a lifestyle vlog kind of channel and not ASMR, because I love watching family channels, and I love the fact, like I said before, that it allows you to like document what's going on in your life at the time. So yeah, short term, I don't have any plans on stopping anytime soon. I love making these videos. But yeah, when I'm into like my 40s, probably not. But who knows if ASMR videos on YouTube will even be a thing then, you know? G asks, can you show us your YouTube 100k subscriber plaque? Did you get one? So I did get one. It's upstairs right now. I didn't see this question, or else maybe I would have brought it. It's upstairs. There is a whole, if you search like soft ASMR plaque unboxing, I have a whole video that I made last year when I got it. So yes, I did get one. Emma Pollock, what are my two favorite Bible verses? The first one is Ecclesiastes 13:11, which just says, he makes everything beautiful in its time, which has always been very comforting to me when something you really want, something that you're praying about, but you're not getting it. It's comforting to like know that he's gonna give it to you when the time is right, if that makes sense. It's like, you know it's coming, it's for sure coming, just when it's supposed to come. I think that's very comforting. And then the other one, I always forget, and I always have to look it up, and then I just forget again. It's Isaiah 43:11 or 13. I always forget the numbers, it's so bad. But it basically says that God goes before you and takes a hold of your right hand and says, do not fear. And that was always comforting to me when I was doing something new, trying something new. When I started at my job that I'm at now, I had so much anxiety. I was not good at my job. And I would just read that verse, and it would be like, whatever you're going to go through today, he's going to go first. Like, he's going to go through it first. He's holding your right hand. He's with you. So, yeah, I feel like I just said that in a really dramatic way. I'm sorry if that was extra, but those are two of them. There are obviously more verses that I love, but those are the two that usually stick with me a lot. Alright, let's do some rapid fire. James Courier, if I had to choose an unconventional pet, like a rabbit, a snake, etc. A ferret. Those are so fun. Angie, how do you overcome and ignore the hate comments? That just comes to knowing who you are. Like, I know who I am. I know my nose is a little crooked. I know one eye looks a little bit bigger than the other one. You know, I know I have crooked teeth on the bottom. You know, but that's me. That's my face. And once you're like okay with that, you kind of just read the comments and you're just like, hey, and that's it. You move on. Jackie Barola, would you ever go blonde? No. Funny story. If you haven't been with me that long, you maybe don't know. Last year, I went to get a balayage, which would be like half, like it'd be my brown on the top, and then like get lighter and like fade all together on the bottom. Well, it came out really bad. At least in my opinion, I didn't like it. And like half of my head was bleach blonde, and And then I went and I got it toned a week later because I came home and I cried and I hated it. I went back a week later, they put toner in it and it became like a caramel on the bottom, but I still didn't like that. I had that from January of 2020 to July of 2020, and then in July I went back to my normal color, and here we are. So I think we're gonna stick with this for a while. I think I've determined that blonde does not look good on me. Sierra Marzin, do you have any advice about boys? That could also be a whole separate video. I don't know how young you are, and I can't tell from the picture. Oh, your picture is Riverdale, so that's not you. So I don't know how old you are. When you are young, boys are stupid. Even into your 20s, boys are stupid. But if you are in like high school and even college, don't even worry about it. And what you think is a big deal about a boy now, it's not going to be a big deal when you're older, I promise you. Never, I'm just going to throw out random things. Never ask yourself the question, what can I do to make him like me? Because you should never, ever have to convince someone to like you. Always remember that. And another great piece of advice, if he likes you, you'll know. If he doesn't, you will be confused. Always remember that as well. But again, if you want me to do a whole video on that, I don't know if I should make a whole video on that, but I guess maybe I can. I don't know. Okay, quick. I said I'm gonna make these quick, and I'm not. Big L, would I ever get a face tattoo? No, my friend. I don't know if that would really look good on me. Goku Spirit, what's my biggest fear? Irrationally drowning in the middle of an ocean on like a shipwreck, or being buried alive. If we're talking about like a real like deep fear, probably being alone and like not having a family of my own, and then my family, like my parents move away, and then eventually, you know, they're not gonna live forever, and then I don't have my own family, and then I'll be lonely. So that's a big one. Angie Grosito, do your family and friends think you doing ASMR is weird, or are they very supportive? Everyone's very supportive. I think out of everyone in my life, the person that thinks it's the most weird is my mom. But even she's like better. She just called me while I was filming, and I told her I'm making a video. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So she's like warmed up to it. I don't know if she fully understands it still, but she's warmed up to it. But everyone, all my friends are super supportive. I have friends, even people from college that I don't talk to all the time, that still watch my videos, and then they'll text me after they watch it and be like, I just watched your video, you talked about this. Or like when I talked about my car accident, I had a friend that was like, I didn't know this happened to you. You know, so they still watch. They, you know, I have friends that like every video. I have friends that get more excited about it than me sometimes, like if I hit another milestone or something. So everyone's very supportive. My friends, like a lot of my guy friends will, like my friends from college love to make fun of me. Like we'll be playing like a drinking game, like most likely to, and they'll be like most likely to whisper in my ear, like little things like that, but it's not anything mean, you know what I mean? They just do it out of love, or at least that's what I tell myself. But no, everyone is very supportive. How old am I? 24. That is from Marina Mendoza. Okay, let's see. Liz, how do I imagine myself 5 years from now? 5 years from now, I'll be 29. And I would like to be making a lot more money than I am now. Like from my actual like career-wise, not YouTube-wise. I definitely don't want kids by then, but I'd like to be in a nice relationship by 29. I don't necessarily want to say married, but in like a good relationship. Live in a space that I own. Maybe have a dog. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. Let's do like 2 more. A lot of these I've answered. Jamie Ploff. Did you ever consider studying criminology? apology since you were so interested in true crime. I never did. I never got into true crime until I was in college already. Maybe like sophomore or junior year of college. I think it was junior year of college. Had I been into it when I was younger, maybe I would have. But yeah, no, I never did. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. But now I never thought about it because I didn't really know too much about it back then. So, rate your looks from 1 to 10. Pass. Childhood ASMR experiences. Okay, this will be the last one. So when I was really little, I would sleep over at my aunt's house all the time because she and I were really close. And I would always make her tell me a bedtime story, and she would always whisper it in my ear, and she would just like make it up on the spot. She has a very good imagination, and she would always be like super close to my ear, and I would get like the head tingles. I don't really get them too much anymore, but I would get the tingles like in the back of my head, and I would pass out instantly. It was like a running joke in my family. Like, she would tell me the story and I would just knock out. And then in school too, if we were doing like independent reading, I remember in 3rd grade there was a kid that sat next to me. His name was Cameron, and I actually spoke to him not that long ago, which was kind of cool. But anyway, he would like sit and he would always kind of like whisper the book to himself, and I would like not even read my book, and I would just like listen to him, and I would get like the tingles. What else? I never got tingles really from it, but I always enjoyed watching like teachers like manipulate the book, turn the pages, like showing us a stack of papers, like the way they would hold it. It sounds so weird, but unless you've like experienced it, then you won't understand. But I'm sure a lot of you do. I always loved watching them like work with papers and write on the chalkboard and stuff. It was just soothing to me. So I may have thought it was weird back then, but now I understand why, and I'm like, alright, I'm not alone. But anyway, so I think those are all the videos, the questions that I'm getting answered. There were quite a few that I didn't get to, but like I knew we were gonna be here forever. So I'm sorry to those of you that I didn't answer your question. I really am sorry, but I'm gonna, hopefully, I didn't even get to look at them all, but hopefully a lot of them were repeats and I answered your question anyway. And again, I'm sorry for butchering everyone's names. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again for 150